It is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both, every interaction you enter is a battlefield, and every instant you surrender your attention becomes a silent surrender of territory. Being fully present at all times exposes your flank. When you answer every message immediately, accept every invitation, or respond to every minor demand, you signal to the world that your throne is undefended, your resources unlimited. Scarcity is your weapon, and overavailability is the trap laid by those who would diminish your influence. Like a warrior on a field visible from every hill, you become an obvious target. The predator's advantage lies in patience and selective action. Visibility without restraint invites attack. Guard your time as a commander guards his citadel, allowing only strategic incursions. Historical rulers understood this principle. Machiavelli advised that one must balance accessibility with the fear of absence, and Napoleon's calculated appearances ensured his presence was respected without exhaustion of influence. Withdraw deliberately, let your absence speak, and your presence command. Every instance you choose not to react immediately strengthens your authority. Answer selectively. Prioritizing your engagements as a general prioritizes battlefronts, focusing only where victory is meaningful. Observe who seeks your attention and why. Not every interaction deserves your energy. By establishing this perimeter, you set the terms of engagement. A subordinate suggested an urgent response to a trivial dispute. You remained calm, acknowledged the concern, and acted later with measured precision, reinforcing that access is earned, not given freely. Weak. I must answer now. Strong. I respond when it matters. Weak. I am always here. Strong. I appear by design. Let scarcity dictate your influence, and others will orient themselves around the boundaries you establish. Command your attention, protect your throne, and move like a predator deciding the exact moment to strike. Every withheld response sharpens your presence. Every controlled appearance increases respect. Guard your time, measure your presence, and reinforce the value of your attention. Appear deliberately. Withdraw strategically. Rule without overexposure. Your mind is a fortress, and every thought left unchecked is an open gate. Treat it as the ultimate seat of power. Scattered attention and unguarded focus are invitations to siege. Each intrusion, whether a trivial message, a fleeting worry, or the pull of unnecessary obligation, chips away at sovereignty. Silent sovereignty begins with the deliberate act of protecting mental space. Recognize which ideas demand your engagement and which are distractions dressed as urgencies. Do not respond to every summons of the mind. Instead, survey the landscape as a vigilant commander surveys the battlefield, deciding where to commit resources and where to hold the line. Cognitive borders must be established. Every idea, every demand, every request should pass through a gate you control. Unfiltered exposure is surrender. Like stone walls surrounding a citadel, your boundaries must be firm, resisting infiltration by the trivial and the unworthy. Throne observation is essential. Watch carefully who seeks your attention and why. Some seek value, others seek leverage. Discerning the difference ensures you preserve strength for decisive action. Mastery begins by seeing the battlefield clearly, by understanding the intentions behind every approach. In practice, when a colleague attempted to monopolize your time with minor disputes, you acknowledged their concern calmly, but postponed engagement until the strategic moment arrived, reinforcing that access is earned, not assumed. Weak. I must handle this immediately. Strong. I respond when it aligns with priority and impact. Weak. My mind is open to all. Strong. My mind is a citadel, visited by few, respected by all. Protecting your mental throne is not a passive exercise. Guard it with vigilance. withdrawing when necessary to recalibrate, advancing only when decisive. Let absence from trivial distractions amplify your presence in meaningful encounters. Observe, filter, prioritize. Let the walls of your mind be impermeable to the unnecessary, yet welcoming to insight that strengthens your command. Every withheld response and every measured engagement enhances authority, fortifies clarity, and preserves energy for the conflicts that truly matter. Maintain the sanctity of your throne. Guard your mind, rule without intrusion. The fortress stands, command your mind. The first hours of the day are a battlefield, and victory here determines the entire campaign. Seize the dawn with deliberate action, not the scattered reaction of the unprepared. Morning is your opening skirmish. How you marshal attention, energy, and focus dictates whether you command the day or are dragged into the conflicts of others. Ritualized victory begins with a structured routine. Each deliberate act upon waking, hydrating, movement, focused planning is a sortie that claims territory before external forces arrive. These small triumphs accumulate, creating momentum that protects your throne from the trivial demands of colleagues, acquaintances, or digital noise. First move advantage is critical. Attack high-value objectives immediately, before distractions can infiltrate your schedule. Responding to low-priority emails or messages first is surrender, giving others control over your strategic positioning. Prioritize tasks that consolidate influence, strengthen resources, and reinforce autonomy. Invisible shields protect presence. Not every notification, call, or meeting merits immediate engagement. By selectively appearing and deliberately withholding response, you maintain scarcity and command attention without confrontation. When a junior team member pushed for instant approval on minor matters, you acknowledged their need with calm clarity, but deferred action to the optimal moment, reinforcing the hierarchy of priorities and demonstrating controlled authority. Weak. I must answer now. Strong. I engage when it serves strategy and impact. Weak. Every morning is open to intrusion. Strong. The dawn belongs to those who plan, act, and protect their field. Treat each morning as a campaign, advance only on decisive fronts, consolidate gains and retreat from trivial skirmishes. Let measured action dictate tempo, amplifying influence and focus as the day unfolds. Establish the morning as a fortress, a period of unyielding command that preempts external siege. Guard attention, execute high-value moves first, and let scarcity of presence enhance authority and effectiveness. Begin the day as a general marshals troops, deliberate, commanding, unyielding. Win the dawn, own the day. Stillness is your weapon, not a sign of passivity. Presence wielded without availability transforms you into a silent predator, commanding respect without uttering a word. Controlled visibility dictates perception. Appear deliberately, vanish deliberately, and let absence echo like the march of unseen forces. Every moment you withhold immediate response, you strengthen your throne, letting others measure their impatience against your composure. The pause is power incarnate. Silence amplifies influence, converting attention into a currency you control. By not answering every message, not attending every meeting, not conceding to constant demands, you teach others that your time is precious, scarce, and therefore authoritative. Confronted by the void of your unavailability, psychological ambush unfolds naturally. Those accustomed to instant access begin chasing your attention, exposing haste, frustration, vulnerabilities. Observe carefully, calibrate engagement, and strike only when strategy benefits. When a colleague repeatedly pressed for immediate feedback on low-impact proposals, you acknowledged the need, but deferred action with calm decisiveness, turning insistence into clarity about boundaries and reinforcing your silent authority. Weak. I must respond now. Strong. I respond when my influence gains maximum effect. Weak, I am always present. Strong, my presence is selective, commanding, decisive. Treat silence as a battlefield, your patience as armor, and absence as a signal of dominance. Let every calculated delay teach others the cost of intrusion. Refrain from reacting to trivial demands. Guard attention like a predator guards its territory, and allow every moment of withheld response to amplify perceived power. Controlled visibility. The pause as power, and the psychological ambush are tactics of sovereignty. Execute them with precision, maintain calm authority, and let scarcity of availability define your influence. Move without haste, appear with intent, and let anticipation serve as your weapon. Command in silence, strike in presence. Presence is a weapon. Wield it like a seasoned general controlling the battlefield. Authority is felt before it is spoken, and scarcity sharpens its edge. Every moment you engage, let it signal power, not obligation. Selective accessibility is your first line of defense. Respond with intent, not reflex. Answer only when your contribution adds weight, allowing your absence to amplify your value. When you arrive, it should feel like reinforcements entering a decisive battle, not routine attendance to minor skirmishes. Your gaze is a silent command. Stand tall, shoulders squared, tone measured, eyes unwavering. Let posture and movement communicate that you are not consumable, that your time is a prized resource, guarded with the precision of a master strategist. Weak, I'm available whenever needed. Strong, my attention is earned, not expected. Weak, sure, I'll handle that immediately. Strong, I will engage when my focus serves the objective. Mystery is your armor. Guard your inner world, revealing only what strengthens your position and obscures your weaknesses. Let curiosity circulate like scouts on the edge of enemy lines. Intrigue binds respect and maintains distance without confrontation. In a team disagreement over priority tasks, you calmly assessed each argument, allocated focus only where strategic gain was clear, and redirected energy efficiently. Your measured involvement demonstrated command without overexposure, preserving authority while maximizing impact. Boundaries are not barriers to connection, they are fortifications for influence. Let every interaction reinforce that your time and attention are assets, not entitlements. Treat each engagement as a calculated maneuver, each word as a deployment of force, and each silent moment as an extension of presence. Scarcity creates respect, absence intensifies desire, and measured visibility converts ordinary attention into leverage. Execute every action with deliberate intent, allowing your authority to be sensed even in stillness. Master selective engagement, command through presence, and maintain the mystique that makes your throne untouchable. Be seen, not seen. Power is preserved through precision. Scattershot generosity is the silent killer of influence. Treat your time and attention as weapons to be deployed strategically. Measured engagement demands that every act, every response, and every commitment multiplies your authority rather than dissipates it. Focus your energy where the impact is magnified. Avoid dispersing effort on fleeting trivialities that leave no lasting mark. In practice, this means allocating your presence to moments and people that serve a purpose aligned with your objectives, not indulging impulses or expectations. Timing is your greatest ally. A well-timed intervention carries weight. Unearned access devalues your authority. Appear too readily, and your influence dilutes. Hold back until engagement creates leverage, until your absence makes anticipation palpable. Like a predator observing prey, patience ensures the strike is decisive, not squandered. Psychological warfare is subtle, yet potent. Let absence generate uncertainty, and let that uncertainty compel attention. Others begin to measure their moves against your availability, adjusting their own behavior in response to your restraint. Weak, I'll help whenever I can. Strong, I act when my involvement shifts outcomes. Weak, I respond immediately to every request. Strong, I engage when timing amplifies impact. In a team scenario, when conflicting priorities emerged, you assessed each request calmly, chose only the actions that enhanced your strategic position, and communicated decisions with unwavering clarity, reinforcing authority without overextension. Maintain discipline in allocation of energy. Each interaction, each message, each gesture should serve to elevate your position, never diminish it. Scarcity transforms your influence from routine expectation into a coveted resource. By measuring engagement, timing your strikes, and allowing absence to create subtle tension, you consolidate power while maintaining equilibrium. Let every action be deliberate, every pause purposeful, and every engagement attack. Maneuver. Operate with the precision of a seasoned general, the patience of a predator, and the insight of a ruler safeguarding the throne. Strike only where it counts. Hunger is the sharpest blade. Desire must be cultivated, not extinguished. Treat your ambitions like a wolf, stalking prey, letting restraint forge strength and presence. Controlled appetite fuels mastery. Do not feed every impulse with immediate action. Allow desire to accumulate internally, growing sharper with each withheld concession. Every no and every delay is a strategic bite that preserves energy and enhances impact. Patience is the hunter's ally. The longer you withhold, the more attention and anticipation crystallize around your movements. Your absence, like a shadowed predator, generates focus and heightens significance. Like a wolf in the forest, your presence must strike when the moment is ripe. Scarcity transforms the mundane into the magnetic. Let your actions resonate because they are earned, not freely given. Weak, I'm always available. Strong, I appear only when my intervention matters. Weak, I act on impulse. Strong, I engage when timing amplifies influence. Maintain discipline in engagement. Each decision should sharpen instincts, each encounter should reinforce authority, and each gesture must conserve energy for opportunities that truly advance power. In a team disagreement over priorities, you held silence until the moment allowed a decisive contribution, ensuring influence without overexposure. Harness scarcity to intensify presence. Let absence breed anticipation. Let patience transform restraint into a weapon, and let hunger magnetize those around you. Operate with predators' focus, rulers' awareness, and generals' patience. Build desire, preserve energy, and strike only with intention. Hunger commands more than abundance. Power is not given. It is calculated. Life is a chessboard, and every interaction is a move that shapes your position. Anticipate the opponent. Observe motives, habits, and desires with clarity, then respond with measured intent. Reacting blindly dissipates influence. Instead, calculate engagement so that each action multiplies presence, preserves energy, and secures advantage. Absence is a strategic sacrifice. By withholding your availability, you control perception, forcing others to reveal priorities and weaknesses. Strategic patience turns scarcity into leverage. The board shifts in your favor without overextension. Let every gesture carry weight. Sacrifice trivial accessibility to claim influence over moments that matter. Weak, I am always here. Strong, I appear where my presence alters outcomes. Every interaction is an opportunity for advancement or compromise. Discern which and act accordingly. In a modern office scenario, colleagues debated project priorities. by remaining silent until your insight would decisively direct strategy. You secured authority without overexposure. Checkmate presence requires scarcity and precision. Let your timing be impeccable, your engagement measured, and your withdrawal deliberate. The perception of rarity transforms ordinary influence into respect, and respect into calculated fear. Visibility is not power, influence is earned through selective moves. Each decision should consider the long-term position on the board, the potential reactions of others, and the cumulative weight of your presence. Engage when your action shifts dynamics. Retreat when it conserves strength. Preserve options, read the board, anticipate the consequences of overextension, and strike only when the timing compounds advantage. Scarcity is not absence but leverage, and leverage is the foundation of authority. Command attention, control energy, and let every move communicate strategy. Every move counts. Move like the game depends on it. Discipline is the forge of power. Scarcity is not an occasional tactic, but a ritual reinforced each day through deliberate action. Your boundaries are iron gates. They must resist negotiation, intrusion, and the impulse to please indiscriminately. Unyielding boundaries protect influence and conserve energy, signaling that your attention is a resource, not a given. Exercise self-mastery like a daily drill. Resist minor temptations, trivial distractions, and the urge to be immediately available. Every moment you deny indulgence, you sharpen mental resilience and reinforce the perception that your presence is earned. Weak. I can spare a moment for anyone. Strong. My time is granted to those whose actions align with value. Delay gratification strategically. This patience transforms scarcity into a defining characteristic rather than a sporadic maneuver. Reward through absence. Let engagement be conditional, creating anticipation and reinforcing your authority. Colleagues noticed an overzealous team member monopolizing discussion. By calmly redirecting focus only to decisive contributions, you preserved respect while teaching restraint without confrontation. Consistency cements the ritual. Sporadic enforcement signals weakness and undermines influence. The throne is not claimed through generosity alone, but through disciplined allocation of presence. Your daily practice becomes your identity. Every action reinforces scarcity. Every restraint strengthens perception. Treat interruptions as tactical opportunities rather than obligations, deciding which deserve engagement and which pass unacknowledged. Anticipate challenges to your availability. Meet them with calm assertiveness, demonstrating that scarcity is deliberate, not accidental. Every refusal, every measured delay, communicates control and amplifies impact. Over time, scarcity ceases to feel like denial and becomes a natural extension of character. Influence is no longer granted by chance, but commanded through habitual rigor. Build momentum through repetition, enforce boundaries, exercise restraint, and calibrate engagement with precision. Let each day's ritual accumulate until scarcity is instinctive and unassailable. Forge your presence. Scarcity is power. Presence is your weapon. Absence is your dominion. To become untouchable, you must cultivate an aura of detachment so that availability is always a choice, never an obligation. Every interaction is deliberate, every delay intentional. Let others act within your orbit, unaware that their moves respond to the invisible gravity you have established. Your authority is silent yet unmistakable, like a fortress whose walls are felt before they are seen. Practice restraint in attention, granting it only when it yields strategic advantage. Weak. I am here if needed. Strong. I appear when my presence commands consequence. This is the essence of invisible authority: influence without intrusion, control without confrontation. Your absence amplifies presence. Scarcity is no longer tactical, it is identity. Every refusal, every measured silence reinforces respect and subtly instills caution in others. Overexposure dissolves power. Invisibility sharpens it. Consider a team meeting where constant input diminishes impact. By contributing selectively, only when insight is decisive, you elevate influence without overt domination. Detachment must be cultivated through discipline, reinforcing the principle that your attention is earned and cannot be assumed. Timing is critical. The predator waits for the precise moment to strike, appearing inevitable, yet never forced. Your form of scarcity commands obedience without coercion, fascination without pleading. Boundaries are unyielding yet subtle, perceived as natural law, not arbitrary restriction. The final form of scarcity merges predator and throne. You are both the silent hunter and the seat of power, untouchable, yet observed, respected, feared. Let this duality define your interactions. Cultivate it relentlessly until instinct. Every engagement becomes a signal, every absence a statement. Your influence operates through deliberate distance. Your impact is magnified by what is withheld. The apex of scarcity is mastery over presence and absence, commanding attention without effort, dictating behavior without utterance, command without appearing, strike without being seen. Scarcity is sovereignty. Your presence is power. Your absence is authority. To reach the apex of influence, integrate the precision of a chess master, the patience of a predator, and the command of a throne. Each action, each pause, becomes a statement of intent. Mind, will, and timing must fuse into a single, unyielding strategic apex. Consider your day as a battlefield. Unnecessary exposure is vulnerability, and unearned attention is weakness. By controlling when and how you are present, you dictate the terms of engagement without confrontation. Let your interactions be deliberate strikes, measured yet decisive. Weak, I'll respond when convenient. Strong, I respond when impact demands. This is the language of omnipresence through absence. Others act within your orbit, unaware they are choreographed by your restraint. Daily discipline converts tactic into instinct. Unyielding boundaries, selective engagement, and the deliberate withholding of attention forge an invisible influence. Scarcity becomes internalized. Every glance, every word, and every gesture reinforces your sovereign identity. The final form is psychological. You no longer negotiate attention because it is granted only on your terms. Even in disagreement, your calm assertion maintains equilibrium. Redirect discussions without needing to justify presence, letting restraint signal authority. Omnipresence through absence is not evasion, it is mastery over perception. Your mind anticipates, your will governs, your timing commands. Like a predator moving silently through its territory, you are observed yet untouched, respected yet unapproached. Others may attempt to provoke or overreach, but your restraint converts interference into opportunity. Every refusal, every delayed response, every measured disclosure amplifies your social gravity. Scarcity becomes instinctive, shaping interactions without conscious effort, commanding attention without demanding it. Integration of thrones and wolves means you embody the hunter and the king simultaneously, strategic, composed, and untouchable. Let every action echo with intention. Let every absence resonate with consequence. Control your presence as you would a weapon. Deploy it only when decisive. Retract it to reinforce value. This disciplined tension establishes an aura that cannot be eroded by demand, envy, or distraction. Each day of deliberate restraint compounds authority, forging a character whose influence is unavoidable, yet unobtrusive. In your final form, social interactions become mirrors reflecting your sovereign control. Attention becomes currency, and scarcity is your natural state. You are the apex, seen when necessary, unseen by design, commanding without proclamation. Be present in absence, sovereign in every silence. Every interaction is a strategic move on the chessboard of influence. Visibility is a weapon, overexposure a vulnerability. Treat your presence like a sharpened blade. Each moment of engagement should cut with intent, precise and deliberate. Scarcity is maintained not by absence alone, but by disciplined selection of where and when to appear. Daily vigilance is non-negotiable. Guard your time and attention as a sovereign guards the gates of a fortress. Every message you send, every meeting you attend, must reinforce authority, not dilute it. Overavailability erodes respect quietly, like water wearing stone, and influence is lost long before the throne is contested. When demands collide with your boundaries, respond with calm. Command. Let your restraint communicate value more than words. Weak. I'll answer whenever. Strong. I engage only when necessary. This is the language of strategic detachment. Presence should feel earned, not given, and your absence should resonate with consequence. Observe each interaction, measure your engagement, and withdraw before attention becomes entitlement. Protect the throne of your mind by prioritizing tasks, conserving energy, and resisting the urge to appease every expectation. Authority is reinforced when scarcity is consistent. Unpredictability in access cultivates intrigue and respect. Even when challenged, do not react impulsively. A colleague's repeated intrusion becomes an opportunity to display composed control. Respond minimally, redirect focus, maintain equilibrium. Your influence grows as others navigate the space you define, seeking permission that is never freely granted. Scarcity becomes instinctive when practiced daily, a rhythm that shapes perception, commanding attention without overt effort. Guard your time as you would a weapon, deploy presence deliberately, and withdraw with precision. Let every decision reflect the calculated mind of a predator, patient, measured, and aware of leverage. Each day reinforces the principle that overexposure is the quiet erosion of power, while disciplined engagement magnifies it. Your sovereignty is proven not by constant visibility, but by the weight your absence carries. Cultivate the tension between presence and withdrawal, and let scarcity become a natural force around you. Every pause is a statement, every selective engagement an assertion of authority. Appear deliberately. Withdraw strategically. Rule without overexposure.